Chapter 11 The Quakers and the Lenni Lenape. Charles, Hester, and their father, Micah, walked slowly toward the Lenni Lenape village. They were delivering gifts from some of the families who lived in their small Quaker colony. Just 1 year earlier, in 1685, some of the young Lenni Lenape men had helped several newly arrived English and Welsh Quakers clear land for farming. The gifts they carried were in 3 straw baskets. The baskets were heavy, and Charles and Hester struggled to carry theirs. The baskets held dumplings, cheese, bread, apple butter, and ham. Neither Charles nor Hester were nervous about visiting the village. They had been there several times before with their father. They had even been inside some of the homes, called wigwams. In fact, both children had been astonished by how warm and dry these homes made of bark were. The village was on the bank of a long, winding river. In the village there were about 30 wigwams and 4 longhouses. Like the wigwams, the longhouses were made from a wood frame covered in bark. Unlike the wigwams, though, several families lived together in one longhouse. On the outskirts of the village, the children could see the Lenni Lenape's fields full of corn, squash, and beans. In the river near the bank, 4 dugout canoes were bobbing up and down in the water. 2 of the canoes held piles of raccoon, beaver, and fox fur. This fur was a sign that some of the Lenni Lenape men would soon be setting off to trade with either Europeans or other Native Americans. Charles and Esther were Quakers from a part of England called the Midlands. They had arrived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the previous year with their parents. Philadelphia was a growing town in the English colony known as Pennsylvania. In 1681, William Penn, a Quaker and the leader of this colony, had received the land known as Pennsylvania from King Charles II of England. The king had given him the land to settle a debt he owed to William's father. William Penn was grateful to the king because he wanted this land to be a place where Quakers could live without fear. Quakers were persecuted in England. They were often arrested, and some were killed because of their beliefs. Quakers were unpopular because they did not believe in war and therefore refused to fight. Also, they did not think that there was only one way to worship God. They did not think that it was necessary to go to church to worship either. They also believed that everyone in the world was equal, which meant that Native Americans and African slaves were equal too. These views made members of the king's government very angry. The king himself was not pleased with them. William Penn decided that it was time to find a safe place for the Quakers to live. Before leaving England in 1681, William Penn drew up a plan for the city of Philadelphia. He wanted it to have wide, tree-lined streets and public parks. He wanted Philadelphia to be a magnificent city within the colony of Pennsylvania. He wanted it to be a place where the people lived in such a way that they were an example to the rest of the world. People of all faiths, not only Quakers, would be welcome. As the children neared the village, a Lenni Lenape boy ran toward them. He had clearly been waiting for them. "Hello, Lapowinza," said Charles to the boy. "Hey," replied Lapowinza. "What do you have in the baskets?" Both Charles and Hester had taught Lapowinza to speak English. He was their friend, and they enjoyed spending time with him. "We have gifts," Hester replied. Lapowinza joined the children as they marched behind their father into the Lenni Lenape village. The people in the village smiled at the children's father. They came to greet him. Charles always admired the breechcloths and leggings that the men wore. The women wore dresses, and their long dark hair was braided. The men, women, and children wore moccasins on their feet. The children's father had learned to speak a little of the Lenni Lenape language. With William Penn, he had been involved in the purchase of the land they lived on from the Lenni Lenape. After handing over the gifts, their father was invited to smoke tobacco with some of the Lenni Lenape men. This meant that Charles, Hester, and Lapowinza would get a chance to play. The children and Lapowinza began to walk toward the river. Lapowinza had promised to take them out in a canoe to search for turtles. "Be back before sunset," their father called. The children nodded, and then with Lapawinsa leading the way, they ran like the wind across the open land. In your opinion, how might Lapawinsa be different from Charles and Hester's friends in England?